Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. Just a short, quick, knee-jerk post-game reaction because I'm at my sister-in-law's house for Thanksgiving. Not every one of my predictions comes true, of course. Like my San Fran guarantee was like the worst guarantee I've ever done in my life. But before this game started, I was feeling 35 to 10 or 42 to 10. And I was saying that if it was 35 to 10, it would be 5 offensive touchdowns. 42 to 10, it would be 5 offensive touchdowns with a Bland pick six. I don't know why I had a feeling that Bland would get his fifth pick six tonight because Sam Howell throws the ball a lot. And that's what we got. But we got a Brandon Aubrey field goal with that 5 offensive touchdowns and Bland's fifth pick six. So my score prediction was on the freaking money. 35 to 10 or 42 to 10. It was 45 to 10, even better than I had hoped. Now, several times during this game, Romo mentioned the fact that this team is good enough to go and win a Super Bowl. And he keeps mentioning the interior of the offensive line, referring to Tyler Smith, Dash, and Zach Martin. And when this starting five first got together, they didn't look very good. And I was saying that it takes some time to gel, that particular starting five. Tyron, Tyler, Dash, or as Keyshawn says, Bigadish, Martin, and Steele going to take time to gel and mesh. And Steele is still recovering from a torn knee. It's a miracle that he was able to start week one. Terrence Steele's getting better. He looked good in the run game today. Now, I know Washington doesn't have Chase Young with Montez Sweat anymore. Chase Young wasn't really doing much in Washington while he was there. He needed a change of scenery, so they give him to San Fran, just like Detroit gives Swift to Philadelphia. It doesn't make any sense to me. You trade those players out of conference if you're those teams, but Terrence Steele looks like he is getting back closer and closer to where he was last year. If by the end of the season, Terrence Steele could be 85-90% of what he was last season, and Tyron Smith is still upright, we got to, finally figured it out. Bubble wrap him during the week. Let him have a light walkthrough on Saturday, and then put him out there on Sunday. That's all that man needs. That means he doesn't need to practice. He's been playing since 2011. He's a future Hall of Famer. And this offensive line we have right now is very good. Prescott had time in the pocket today on a lot of his throws. He had 4 touchdown passes. Cavante Turpin, a seam up the middle. CeeDee Lamb got his. Brandon Cooks got his. Who got the 4th receiving touchdown? Did Lamb get 2? I think. And Tony Pollard runs one in. Our offense is getting more explosive, more dangerous. Brandon Cooks is getting more involved in the offense. I've been saying that this wide receiver number 2 can start being a wide receiver number 2 for us and complement 88, that this offense can be super dangerous. And on top of that, this offensive line starting to play up to its potential makes this offense even more scarier. I have never, in my 30 years watching this team, I have never seen us have this many blowout wins in a season, and we were only 11 games in. I know it's Washington. They've won 4 games this season, but they took the Eagles in overtime. And then the second game against Philly, they took them all the way to the brink. Why did Philly have so much trouble with them? We had a 10-point lead with them until the fourth quarter, and then we just blew the doors off of it. I mean, you're talking 40 to 10, 30 to 10, 38 to 3, and then 20 to 17 was our only close win, and then 43-20, 49-17, and 33-10 and 45 to 10. We've only played 2 winning teams, San Fran and Philly. The San Fran game was a flop. I mean, we just didn't show up. Shit like that happens. 42-10 loss. Sometimes good teams get beat down like that. In 2021, the Rams, who lost 3 in a row that season, like San Fran did this year, Rams got blown out in one of those 3 losses. It happens, okay? And then The second winning team that we played with a winning record was Philly, and we gave them all they could handle. We really outplayed them, but just didn't come out with a W. Anybody who thinks this team is not for real has another thing coming. Now we're better off playing at home. If we can win this division somehow, Philly can drop a few games. I think this team is good enough to win out. We are 8-3. I think this team can finish 14-3. But for us to win the division, we need Philadelphia to lose 2 on their own and us to beat them December 10th. Buffalo, after firing Ken Dorsey, it looked like it lit a fire under their ass last week, and they put up 30-plus points against a good Jets defense, who they struggled against week 1 big time. And they're right now the 8th seed in the AFC out of the playoff picture. So they're going to be coming into Philly on Sunday raising hell because they're going to need that W. They're going to need that victory so they can try to get into the 7th seed and start locking up a playoff position. That is for sure. So if we can get a gift, I mean, Detroit lost earlier to Green Bay. If we can get a gift on Sunday and have Buffalo upset Philadelphia, since Kansas City didn't do it, Buffalo has the weapons more than Kansas City does. Quarterback's not as good, of course. Defense not as good, but Buffalo can absolutely. Philadelphia is the worst 9-1 team I've seen. They remind me of the 2020 Steelers, who were 11-0, and y'all know how their season ended. If they can drop this game on Sunday against Buffalo, then that breaks everything wide open. Everything wide open, because then they got San Fran after that, and then they got us after that at our house. We got Seattle next Thursday. Seattle, they could mess around and beat San Fran tonight. That could happen, but they're not going to come into our house and beat us. I'd put money on that. And then we have 10 days to prepare for the Eagles. I do not see Philadelphia coming into our house beating us either. We have 12, 13 straight wins at home. 13? No, 12. This is our 12th, so Seattle will be 13th. But we're getting better. Every game we're getting better. Since that 42-10 shellacking against San Fran, we have gotten better every game. Offense has gotten better every game. This offense is better than the Kellen Moore offense. Mike McCarthy, after the San Francisco game, figured out that coaching scared and play calling to not lose and not play calling to win wasn't working. And he started switching up the philosophy, him and Shoddy, and started letting Dak deal. Dak's not throwing interceptions right now. He's throwing tubs, baby. And he's spreading the ball around. Kevontae Turpin's looking like a real receiver. Jalen Tolbert's making, clutch catches here. No, not Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Brooks, our 7th-round pick. Tony Pollard and Miko Daddle look like a really good 1-2 punch. Jake Ferguson looks like a damn good tight end number 1. And he almost came down with that circus catch. Would have been pretty cool, but man, okay, so next Thursday we have Seattle. The worst they could be is 6-5. They'll still have a winning record. When we beat them down, we can say we beat a winning team. Maybe get a little bit of respect. But after today, if we don't get enough respect after today, then Romo, like I said, and he's not a homer. A few times he said this team can go win it all this year. And he kept referring to the interior of the offensive line. This offensive line is starting to gel and starting to play good football. And we're going against Deron Payne and Josh Allen. That's, a top 3, defensive tackle duo right there. I'm going to do a live show later on when I get home tonight. If any of y'all Cowboy fans, Cowboy Nation, if y'all up late tonight, I'm going to go live. Probably, what time is it right now? 7. It'll probably be like 9:30, 10 p.m. Central Time. So if you're on the East Coast, it'll be around 11 midnight. If y'all want to do some late night Cowboys talk, I'm going to go live tonight. Look out for me. And let's chop it up, guys. Please subscribe. If you ain't hit that subscribe button, please hit it, guys. Help me get to 500 before the end of the season, at least 500. I'm like 140 away. And then I'll hit 1,000 in the off season. And then when I do that, this show will take off. I'll be able to get microphone, studio equipment, sound bites, a computer just for this, for film and graphics, Right now it's just my Galaxy and I. That's all it is. And I'll get a call in line for live shows when my live shows, actually have a crowd. But that's just my knee jerk reaction from this game. It went the way I expected it to. It took a little longer for it to go the way I expected it to, but the result was the same. 45 or 42 to 10. Well, I didn't see us letting them score more than 10 points. I saw us scoring 5 offensive touchdowns, possibly an extra one on defense, and Bland came through. Aubrey misses another extra point. That's the third miss XP. I ain't worried about that. I'd rather him miss one of those than miss a field goal. His field goals are just, that 52-yarder was just right down the freaking middle. Like it's too easy for him. This kid is something else. And Darius Leonard, Jerry and Steven, go sign this man. He is not the same linebacker he was when he was a 3-time All-Pro. He's not covering tight ends anymore, but he is a damn good run-stopping linebacker still. He can stop the run at a very high level. And Marquise Bell got shaken up today. We're very thin at linebacker. LVE's out for the season. Overshawn out for the season. Go make one last splash move for this year and go get Darius Shaq Leonard. Because Philly's going to go after him because they're thin at linebacker. Kobe Dean ain't worth the darn. And their linebacking core is average at best, just like ours. Unless you put Parsons in there, then it makes it better. But Parsons is everywhere. Go get Darius Leonard, and that will make our defense even better. Even better, guys. Man, what a win. What a win, Cowboys Nation. We'll check out, see what Seattle San Fran does tonight, and I'll be going live in a couple hours. And so if you're on the East Coast around 11 or midnight, look for me if you're going to be around. I'm going to try to go live. My wife wants to do the Black Friday shopping deal at midnight, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that now. After this game I just witnessed, I've never seen us blow out so many teams like we're doing. It's just in 2021 we weren't blowing out teams like this when we had the number one offense and we were number one in takeaways. We weren't doing what we're doing now. If we're at home or on the road in January, at home would be preferable, but I still think that we can roll through January into February if we continue to ascend as we're ascending and stay healthy. That's it for this episode, guys. I'll catch y'all probably later on tonight. Charles in charge. Cowboy Sports Report is out. Deuce.